Hi everyone, I'm Leah, and this video is about Aspergers shutdowns, autistic shutdowns. I haven't made a video like this for a while, and I just want to make it really, really clear because I really don't like to be misunderstood. I just want to make it really, really clear that when I make these videos, this isn't any form of complaint. It's literally being honest so that can help anybody that would be useful to and helpful to. Um, there's a lot of people that find the videos really useful, and it also helps information to get out into the world from an autistic person's perspective rather than from people studying people that are autistic, but actually autistic voices speaking. Yeah, so I just wanted to make that clear, that my video, any honesty isn't negativity, it's just truth, it's just honesty to try and share to help whoever that might be helpful with. I think I'm going to find this video difficult today because of what's been going on, so bear with me. I've got everything on paper as usual to try and help me to process the information into a video for you. Yeah, I haven't done a video about shutdowns before, and I'm making this video because over, I don't know how long, I haven't got a very good perception of time, but it's been at least over the past 2 weeks at least, I've been going in and out of a series of shutdowns. So like into shutdown and then coming out of shutdown and then going back into another shutdown, out of shutdown, into shutdown. I can't remember it being that bad for a really, really long time. And so as soon as I start to feel better, I want to find out why and what's going on and what I can do to help myself. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what's been happening and how I've experienced that. And then I'll go on to what I've done to help myself to feel better and yeah, just to make things better. Because if I can share things that might be useful to someone else, then that would be really good. Yeah, so starting with what's been happening. So a shutdown, it's just got to try and put this into words. It's like finding communication really, really difficult, finding everything really, really too much to process. Just feeling really cut off from everybody and everything. I really hate this feeling. It feels absolutely awful. And this time it's actually like I felt at times like really catatonic. So it's like feeling like I just can't respond to anything. Like I can hear and I can like know what it is that I want to do, but I just can't put the physical movements into, like, so it's like message, I felt like really, really blocked to brain messages. So it's like, where every time you make a movement, it's your brain telling your body to move and then your body responding to that. And it's felt like there's been just literally a break in that where that message can't get through, and it's been really, really frustrating. So again, this is just honesty, not complaint. I'm really good at managing my own difficulties and doing things about them, which is why I'm sharing this video with some help at the end in case it's useful to anyone. So yeah, my brain function's been really, really, really low this time. And yeah, messages just not getting through to my body from my brain. So like wanting to speak, and it's like not I don't feel like speaking, or not I don't feel like doing this, or don't feel like moving. It's literally like the connection that makes that happen. It's just not happening. So yeah, that's that feeling. Yeah, it's just felt really, like I say, catatonic, in and out of that kind of state. So speech has been really, really difficult. And my sleep has also been really all over the place, and sleep patterns and just personal timing, what you call it, like body clock, has been really all over the place. I don't sleep loads anyway, but like it's been really out of whack. So shutdown is like kind of like either total silence, or like, to me, this is like I'm only speaking from my own personal experience of it. It's felt like, it's like I'm either in total silence or partial silence and like hardly any words at all. Yeah, and my movement's been really affected as well. So like I've spoke before in videos about spatial awareness and like walking into door frames and walking into things and stuff like that, and this has been really, really out of whack. Again, feeling like those messages from the brain not getting through to the body properly. Um, and with eating as well, like just trying to get a fork to my mouth. So before I had any diagnosis or any awareness of what was going on with me before diagnosis, I actually was really frightened a lot that I was frightened because it seemed like kind of like what's the word, what's that, like dementia and Alzheimer's. Like I was really frightened that I had some kind of early onset of something like that, because there was really similar things, and but that was only happening at times, and this is the times when it's happening now. I know that it's happening at times of shutdown, or like my movements not matching up properly, like I'm just missing things and stuff like that. Hope this is coming out understandably. So this has really affected my work, and normally, I manage fine or all right. It's like one or the other, like I'm working really, really well or just all right. And this time it's like really, really affected my work. So like say working my hands, like I'm an artist, and working with my hands to make orders that are going out, and I've had to actually put off orders this time and stuff like that. And so like on days when I've come out of shutdown, I've been able to do some, and then on other days I've had to like actually delay some of my orders, which I really don't like doing, and I haven't had to do that for a really long time. So yeah, like say for instance when I'm spinning on the spinning wheel, I wasn't able to handle like I can't describe it, but it's like that I couldn't feel the fiber. I could physically feel the fiber, but I couldn't match it up with what it's like the coordination, like dyspraxia kind of thing as well, like kind of just not coordinating at all. It's like normally I've got really good coordination with things like that, really, really brilliant coordination with it, and it was like quite upsetting that I just couldn't put it together. So yeah, so when I was spinning, sewing, doing my posts, I might put part of this on Instagram, but yeah, I this will be on YouTube. So on Instagram, I would usually, it's like I feel a nice routine from making a post every day. I like sharing bright colours and nice things and things that I've been doing every day. And I got to the point where I couldn't, on most days lately, I wasn't even able to press the buttons to make a post and put that together. It's like I just couldn't process it, and I had to just not do that a lot. So yeah, it was affecting things like that, like just either processing the ordering, what to do things, like executive functioning, and being able to process doing the thing, and also actually like physically movements to make it happen. So, and also like when I have been doing, because I've still been trying to plod away and do as much work as I can, I don't like not working. I don't like not doing stuff. I really like being busy. I like doing lots of things. I really enjoy that. So yeah, I don't like being blocked with that. And it's also been like loads slower. So like when I have been doing work, it's like took me like all day to do just one little thing some days and stuff like that. So what I did, actually I'll come back to that. I was going to say I think this started with sensory overload this time. So it's like really this might have built up over time and I hadn't noticed it because of alexithymia, not being aware of what I'm feeling, but it felt like all of a sudden it's just really all of my senses were so overloaded. This was with sound, touch, like my clothes and stuff like that, physical feeling, and sight. So my eyesight has been taking in everything, like literally every little detail. It's like total overload. And my brain is taking in all this information that normally we would sort and regulate so that it doesn't. And I've had no filter on it, and it's like my brain is just taking in everything. So that's been really intense and distressing. So that, I think that built up so much that that's when I started going into shutdowns, which I'm now, I think I've come out of, certainly coming out of, but I think I'm good. So what I did was I've had to simplify massively. So I hope this helps anyone that is struggling with the same things or has struggled with the same things and may do again in the future. So I've simplified everything massively. That's actually been one of the biggest things. Like I say, I find it really hard not to be busy and doing things. I'm naturally doing a lot of stuff all the time. I always have done ever since I can remember. I've always been quite a busy person. And I have a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get done. So that's been the hardest shift, was to try to just accept it and go, okay, I can't do as much as I can normally, and I need to just stop for a bit. And that will actually benefit me, because then I'll get better quicker and then I'll be able to do stuff again. So I've had to get my head around that. And then, as I say, like, I had to delay some of my orders, but not most of them. I managed to get done plodding along, but some of them I had to just kind of make a bit of a delay on. So I've been focusing just on what's I feel I really need to, and that's felt like, just doing stuff with Elfie. She's my daughter, if anyone doesn't know that. So Elfie's 8, so I've been doing just simple homemade projects with her as much as I can. And her daddy Luke is at home as well, so we work from home together, so he's been able to swap and do stuff with her so that I can take some time, like quiet and dark. Like, I've had to like make the room really dark and quiet, or just sit really quiet. And yeah, music, lots of music, and that helps to reroute my brain somehow. I'll come back to the music bit. So clearing space and time, first of all, has been really good, and just picking just small tasks to get done, and inviting Elfie to join me on some simple things that I can interact with her with and do as much as I can. So we've been doing journaling. I've been sharing the journal this week, and that's been absolutely brilliant. I didn't start the journal for this, like I've always done journals, and like I just kind of do bits of journal pages whenever I feel like it. But the past couple of weeks I've done more, and it's been really, really brilliant help. So if you're arty and if you're experiencing things like this, to hyper focus on something really, really has helped. To like really just focus into that, like the textures and the colours and the feeling, and focusing into that art project of doing our journals has been really brilliant. So it's been great as a mother to be able to still do things with my daughter. So she's been next to me doing her journal, and I've been doing my journal. And at times when I've felt like I can't talk and process things very well, because she understands and we can talk to her about these things, and she totally understands anyway, because she also has the same experiences. So we all understand each other. So I would set it up so that she has her story CD on while we work, and I have my headphones on, so I can just like zone in to just one sound, and block out all the sounds of around, in the house. The houses can be really noisy for autistic people. So to zone out of, like, when I say sounds of the house, I'm talking like, the sound of the fridge, the sound of just lots of sounds, and the dog's walking around, and there's lots of noise, and it's all a lot of sensory input. So at times when that's been really, really hard, that's how I've coped, and that's how I've managed, is by either doing the journal with Elfie, or doing a project with her together, or doing something side by side togetherness, still feeling together, but like have our own music and sounds on, and she's like that. She's really enjoyed that, and she's had a really good time, and she's really indulged and hyper focused herself into her journal, and she's going to share that soon in a video, her little journal and what she's been doing in it. It's really beautiful. So simplifying things in the day, hyper focusing has been really brilliant, and music really helps me with that. So sometimes I like real quiet or really, really quiet, simple sounds, and then sometimes really, really complex sounds. I really like complex music with lots of sounds and things going on. So that might sound really weird to somebody who's not got that same experience, but it's like all working together. It's different to the random sounds in a house which you like can't figure come in. They're not in any particular pattern, but to have all those sounds in a worked pattern, it really, really helps. So I really like that, all those little sounds in one piece of music. So that's been really, really helping, and zoning out on the sensory overload, the sound overload, and zoning into something that feels more comfortable. And again, with the journal, it's like I've been really zoning into the colours and the texture and the imagery of doing the journal, which has then zoned me out of all the overload of, like, there's just things on the shelves, or there's things here, or there's this there, or just all the things that are just in homes anyway, that my brain is for some reason picking up and constantly trying to process and not filtering. So that's really, really helped with visual over sensory issue. So the next thing I did, I don't know if this helps or not, but it just makes me feel better, that as much as I can, to have more, to just be aware of, like, that I'm definitely drinking enough. So I'm really good at making sure Elfie gets what she needs, but I don't always look after my own needs as like I need to. So like I've just made sure I've definitely got enough water and drinking plenty, because sometimes I get triggered by foods as well. Like if I've eaten something, and that can trigger a sensory overload and then start that going on. So I just try and really have really clean foods and drinks, and just in case that's what's triggered the whole situation. So and upped my supplements and things that I know help me. So yeah, after doing that combination of things, so it was just the being kind to myself first of all, and allowing myself the time, hyper focusing on sound, hyper focusing on visuals, that because that's what's affected me. So that's the things that I've worked with. But yeah, quiet time, less to do, and hyper focus. So by doing those things, that's really helped me to reconnect, and just remove some of the sensory overload, which has been really good. And then I felt myself really starting to regulate things better. Is that the right word? Yeah, just starting to manage better with like how I normally would more. So that started to come back. Then so I had one day where I felt a bit better, and then I had the next day where I felt a bit better again, and then something happened. I'm really, really intuitive, and intuitively I thought, I haven't had hardly any cacao. I'm like somebody who I really like to have cacao every day, and usually have cacao every day, and for some reason I've dropped that off, and just not, I've just been having a tiny amount rather than the amount that I normally would. Cacao is the raw, well, actually I don't always have raw, but sometimes I have raw cacao beans, and sometimes I have cacao powder, but I always have some cacao of one or the other every day, and I haven't been having hardly any. So yeah, intuitively I just felt like I really want to make a cacao drink, and I was feeling better enough to put that process together, and I thought I can do it. So I got all my things out to put in it. I also put some superfoods and things in that I like to have, and maca, I really like to have maca. So I made it not with powder, but with I've got some cacao beans in the cupboard raw, cacao beans. So I made this drink, and I put sometimes I put chili in my cacao, and I put twice the amount in. Like I put quite a lot of chili in, and it's still not absolutely loads, but it's like it was more than I normally have, and that was intuitive as well. And then, like, within a short time, again, I've got no perception of time, so I don't know how long it was, but within a shortish time, I started to feel loads better. So as I'd been like gradually feeling better, I started to feel loads and loads better, like really quickly. And it's like all the neurological pathways, or however it works, had just suddenly just matched up and started to work again properly, and I could do things, and it was like amazing to be able to just do stuff that I'd been wanting to do for weeks. And it's not that I wasn't feeling like it, was like physically it wasn't connecting up for me to be able to physically do the things and put into order and do the things that I needed to do. So that felt absolutely brilliant, and I thought, there's something going on there, there's some reason why I've had that drink and then I feel so much better. So I'm gonna test this out because I haven't really looked into this before. The reason why I have cacao is just because it feels right. Again, everything I do is intuitive. I'm not a studier. Like, I don't really study information about why to have this and why to do that. It's my brain just doesn't work like that, to take in that kind of information. But I am going to start to do some more studying about it, because I went onto the internet and I looked on Google, and I looked it up, and so what I found out was about serotonin. So I looked online and saw about some studies that were being done about levels of serotonin in autistic people, and it was like mostly that there was not enough. It was very, very low serotonin, and in a few people in the tests it was showing as higher than usual of serotonin levels. I actually feel like I kind of fluctuate. I suppose everyone fluctuates anyway, but like I've felt definitely, like, in my life there's been a lot of times where I felt very, very high in that. Yeah, but like, anyway, I must have been very, very low in serotonin, especially, I'd really dropped off those cacao drinks. And so I looked into it, and it said that serotonin helps relay signals from one area of the brain to another, and the link between, the serotonin, I think it said it was made in the brain, but there's like 90% of serotonin is in the gut, and there's a lot of gut things to do with autism. And so yeah, your gut is like your second brain, so they're like kind of working with each other to do things. So anyway, it said that the serotonin, and what it's doing with the nervous system, which is communication in the body and controlling what the body does. So it seems like, my serotonin levels must have been really low, which was causing me to really not be able to physically function very well in that catatonic state that I was feeling in and out of. And that the serotonin, hang on a minute, enabling brain cells and other nervous system cells to communicate with each other, and also that serotonin helps with sleep, and that sleep pattern, the sleep time. I'm going to forget that one because I can't think of the word. And to do with eating and digestion, or the internal body clock and things. So it was all really connected, and I was seeing all these connections between everything that I'd been really feeling. Then I looked at like how to get serotonin and what happens with serotonin. It said it's derived from tryptophan, which is an amino acid, and that tryptophan is in raw cacao beans, and as well as lots of other minerals that's in it and stuff like that. So I'd also taken it with chili, which like really like pulled it into my bloodstream really fast. So yeah, I just found it interesting. I'd intuitively gone for the cacao drink, and that made my symptoms improve massively, like really, really fast. So right now I'm just going to leave it where it is, and I'm going to really look at this and just really pay pay attention and notice what happens in the future. Like if I feel those kind of things happening again, to see what happens. I'm gonna try that again and see what happens. And I would like to kind of drop it off again and see if that actually has that effect again, but I don't want to go into that state, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to keep up my drinks that really help me. So if it's true that we have lower levels of serotonin, then maybe that's why I intuitively like to have cacao every day, to get that tryptophan. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I've got on this, and that's what I noticed, and that's what I wanted to share. And I also just wanted to ask, like, do you experience shutdowns? What do you do? Like, do you want to share anything with anybody who's watching the video? If you want to share it in the comments, that'd be really nice, to all work together. So do you have shutdowns? How do you experience them, and what do you do about it? If you want to share that, that'd be lovely. Okay, thanks. Bye.